That's a short notice. Wajibre say only a ebidin komo. Me who say all the krata na one any Nam one Edigano coalition of aggrieved customers of Menzgold, Ghana. One actual and 12 September 2022. Petition to the President of the Republic of Ghana for presidential intervention for payment in the matter relating to victims of Menzgold, and almost stated a lot of reasons. And it's been signed. Also, one of your signatories to this petition, Frederick Forsen, or a PR or side convener, Isaac Nyakon, a chairman, Samuel Odate, a secretary, Anna Samuel Ejakon, and so Ekahon, David Owusu Kahon, Anna Francis Owusu, and so Ekahon. Mamu akwabe de boy nkomo nam one in common there na ma petition akwa could do president to.
Enti omahene ene nipa beye menka beye 100
FM.
Prof go streets of Accra say aban ayen hwehai ma omo asem mboka no say aban ayen hwehai ma omusika say omunya efi nam 1 na apia mensa ho no aban entumi nje scan ma omo yenim say baye na otwe mienu miensani na yoko boss mamiti wa dan kwaka say aban ehwehwe mra a mo betumi e dey prosecute nam 1 by ho aye den akra last week ya so attorney general so beka say akakakra na docket are ready omo be take it on am one but Menzgold customers almost musika run into millions of cedis no almost say injisheye abaya ye no and so money na omo hwa asenia aban eja manam one enam ho free eye amanfo sika waje no ontumi ntua enti no no mo ade sede nyina ne se omampanyin na akufado omfa ne tumi as omampanyin no and directly intervene say omobenyo musika nti omo hwe nim se omampanyin president Kufuor obetime ye bia woni tumi mu ene ne pa omo se Menzgold fo benyo musika no nye se obeji scan fi na mo ho amomo ana se obefa aban sika ede mo mo se ne eye banking sector crisis ne ba ya ban ye no a omo ni beji ho pa na omo kira nipa bebre na ewu almost 200 ana omo members nanka normally protest your muye mo no mo na be no mo nyina ahwe omo nkwa fi se amamfo sika omo ho yare ba mo nya sika ntimi fa hospital nti omo ahwe omo nkwa omo hwe se aban anhwe bibi anka ankyerɛ mo sisia afi ba ko afi mi no da enimi ebi na anka obi a afi Menzgold enti no omo protest and omo demonstration kakra omo ye won kran ne no na asɛm omo gina so aka ne se President Kufuor intervene na mo pese omo nante ko Jubilee House mo police for ama kwan they almost start around the court complex and until they call Independence Square ho ana official from the presidency Lord Comey ebejo petition.
So beyond the petition there no mo hwe anim say ibetiom sika mom
omo hwe say aban ida sa aban meji sika no efi na one ho ana say obefa aban sika taxpayers money and they etu omo ka say almost senior ye banking sector crisis difference because banking sector crisis no these were banks that were regulated that were licensed to operate in a certain way. Menzgold was not licensed and there were several warnings from the Bank of Ghana and the SEC to them to say that you should stop investing. The moment say abofra etosia ne mama na ne papa enhwe e momonko sa entino aban enye bibi nti Lord Comey eba be petition no edi to menim say see ade mampanyin wo ho attend bar conference osabeto obeba ochina na mo petition ya wo details ya wa share no obehwe enim say omampanyin be ye ho adwuma na enim say be ye bosumi biensani na finance minister Kenuforiata and Joy Edin Command say Menzgold customers no were actuated by greed and into no mudo musika ko Jesus can
mama announced the presence of your lawyer Bako Akable the one said the bear or be comfortable with a yen koma yedi because obi ni hon ma be han say Pentecost for Wednesday ma for there say when treat you well ukofia enko because me free kam it's an me who can eat no it na me dey be me what that soft spot yes say the whole can na me dey adwene it is you go
entino no mo nche mo dey man say aban emphasize kind of but Lord Comey say finance minister comments on make here say aban eni sika bi obetam dey ma Menzgold for no finance minister enye president na mo president no is considering a wide array of options. Nia obetumi aye bia de abo Menzgold for be. Nti the comedy sa ensemi to Menzgold for any mama say okay. Say waka yate. Ehwe nim say o mampanyi efi hoba na say otimi consider a petition ya o take a decision bia mama ya swat.
But nipa bia omba honum no onka sika suna ana kasuna down.
Ane obi o ha o say ni 200,000 Ghana cedis.
2 billion
titiska ana lock up o Menzgold. Mama bi o say the year ne kunu and in the busia for ska kra one ho and they ko share Menzgold mo say ska kra be baso no dey aye business sas ka no so lock him and say ni kunu kra say oni ni jai e bi nso e come story say 100,000 cedis. There were others almost say omo a group no mo jo musika bo mu running into 500,000 cedis, it is 5 billion omo dey share Menzgold mo say emfaso ka kra nka be baso no mo benja na mo say sika nyina lock omo nyo musika mo jetre omo emphasize one so anka expect e ba no eno nso mai nti omo de adesrede na to aban nim se omampanyin na Akufo-Addo onfa ne ho nhya asemu mu directly na onje omusika e mo
na eba to omo notice se omo timi kasi so se nam one etu anamo a wo ho ane de names bi aba papers mu yesi etua sankofo weka wo ha yesi de bi nkofo we krai ho sa de na aba to omo attention
but omo nji ntum se e genuine. So much more. List na be eba no. Omo hwe nipa wo so a they can't identify any of them because as a group they know themselves. Into din ba bontin say oh and they say go to weka, e say go to weka. Omo so omo say nipa ben na yetu omo ka fi so omo ye demonstration. The last 4 years as MEC no.
Omo
na ye demonstration into amount for ben ano mu TSSK
jo mu susu emu sa di ni esaka wa names
ase obi pese o ye bibi keke ache so ye bibi but omu ntu SK bia na omu nji ntum se
won si na one so aso ne e from ade nkomo na ni omu di
omu si dan say crowd omu nti na one for Menzgold company omu ntu omu nka biom kritika kra no omu from omu se ye plan say na one train SK bi efi ha nti o china SK bi beba omu si dan say omu nti nka bia esan say aban prosecuting one for various offenses every hono na nzi omo mfromo omo ase na okan na ye hu graphic mo say ya publish ni padin say ochina ye tu omo ka echi mo mra ha say mo magiska we nipa e wole no so omo ni mo because mo ho a omo ye demonstration omo ye omo ni mo bia na saska ene ye say etu omo bi ochina ye say etu omo bi no omo sene awokan na ateni ai crocodile de jona obi ye bibi
so kwakuma menase na making kan release now omo de in terms of the petition omo de akoma mampai mejiri se oni be di akire na de be sibia no so no watimi ayi asote kwakwa asante a represent multimedia interest bra nipa bi no omo so se Menzgold the one of akwan bi so a enye papa wona ko mampanya so na yera Lord Comey akoji won krata na ahye won bo se mampanyin ba obedo so no ahwe emwa obetimede abom. So Mamenke Kaima was a petition to the President of the Republic of Ghana for presidential intervention for payment in the matter relating to victims of Menzgold. His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, is by this petition respectfully being requested to show us his highest prerogative of mercy and compassion and order payment of our locked up investment in Menzgold in accordance with his power of mercy and compassion as contained in 1992 Constitution and in accordance to government's own policy on bailout of customers of affected financial institutions rolled out in 2019-2020. Alternately, government may adopt the private member's motion filed on 3rd November 2021 before Parliament on behalf of Menzgold victims, pass it and respectfully pay Menzgold victims. Better still, please use the committee system as we suggested to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice in our 2019 petition to help victims secure their money. The administrative failure by state agencies such as Security and Exchange Commission and Bank of Ghana in the matter of Menzgold closed down on 12 September 2018 has resulted in the deaths of over 185 customers, bruised us, pushed us into induced abject poverty, and made life a bitter experience for our children, made many orphans and widows. And it continues. Failure by state agencies to comply with the Security and Industry Act 929 Section 123 ABC and non-adherence to Bank of Ghana's report on findings and conclusions on Menzgold, as attached and highlighted, has landed us in this suffering torture, and for 4 years we continue to bear the brunt of the collapse. The latest disclosure by Yoko and prosecution team on the difficulty to prosecute the criminal case involving Mr. Nana Apia Mensah Nam1 made it more imperative for government to reconsider its position on Menzgold victims. Respected Mr. President, please show us your great mercy and compassion and order payment for our money to save us from extinction. Respectfully submitted and is signed Yewura Frederick Forson, PRO and convener. So yabakwa umana so quickly. Na Francis Owusu, Coalition of Aggrieved Menzgold Customers, Ghana. Ono so timini yedi enkomona ode inchirimu yi abre. Why this time round they've taken up the matter by petitioning the Jubilee House, and in this case, His Excellency the President of the land, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Francis, maha iti saying? Francis, sika same thing na okasa akofom anase okasa nsa na okasa.
Sika sana urunia me kasa akofem. Because the sika ni botoma be ma na ovem so kofem.
Se sika ni botoma na ovem so kofom.
Sabe.
Na sika we no sika be na ye kan wasema matro petition.
Menzgold customers sika akokamu ewo apia mensa emfie enan enwasem na ye kan.
So as it stands now no e dey party pa number say o kan mo petition na man pen ye mamu.
Menua yese opani edware wi ana nsu asa ana mpani fo beka se ahane ate opani mu a ebi nyira. Menzgold asemi by customers ya tu ana mo bia se nkan sabeka sika na so nyina akoye odaye. Entina na akoye emfie na pepepe panifo da customers na no be so da bi yamfa ya de se de na ha enkoto mampani ni if se oye nyina ya oye nyina ya papa se huye mabo a sa case we ya fa mu fie na no na se ha ane oye nemu no benya no pumasibre enti ye de koda mampani se yesa na dawroma ya semi ba wonka ho bibia akoye agencies no so nyina no afeli enti na pepem ne asem da so eda ba bi eda asempa na dawroma won humans go customers mabo na anamo bia obutu ahwese yensa be kan sika no ontu sa na mo no famoi.
I see. When the last time I'm free Menzgold adwumako no ho.
Tifre appear mensa ho last year somewhere October and the payment the bar out. So obetua customers ka na so nyina no ekoye kasa keke wantimi ni boss eso.
To the best of my knowledge, mo ya aware say we tua nipa binim anamunia binim ka.
Meka se nipa ba ko ana me no bi. If you say asem ba nyina de omo na etinya confirm say omo nyon sika. Obeka ya first na yo ye national chairman na friend no Timothy inyanentie ema ebusa no ma ka kire se me nsa kan sika. Ana lady ba ko ana o kan na friend Evelyn. Sama nipa minu wi ana metimi I can see say a customer say ben pimpim e bro mpim du achi say nipa minu wi ana obanyo musika.
Out of nipa sen ye ka o masemi.
Nipa ye bro mpim du.
Ana nipa mienu
pe ana metima ka say obanyo musika.
Na mobile pin eye Menzgold adwumako na buso am say why this approach?
Enya ena ma asema ye kan nyina amane no ena dia be da no mampene no se apia mensa free akwanto medu ye on a Menzgold customers leadership meeting. And my so many assurances. And I'm going to be able to be when my TSS will obey you. I feel a do baby, if you have to come up here, man, on respond to letter and answer on reply or cratano. A do baby, that's what the payment said to Eba. Am I the input? Yes, and the input man and say, oh, my in I entrance. Now you say, I pass away, Nina, when fear. In Jobakaya, what the plan be buying a friend, a pay boy, says a year pay car. Well, I appointed a third party company. I input a man, not third party company, my dark, my a man, I don't know who actually you could be Kulusu, a pay boy. Actually, I check Anna was farm, Menzgold, or for properties, Menzgold for Prado. It is a yenia, you seek a woman, a yakakrakano, or a japade or Fabra Begibi. A man also you're boning in out to go. And he said, actually, Okofa payment shadow buy, say, what the infame you need to your customers car. At the list Babu and Chang, say, or more one new dividends that could not be country or Muka. Whatever, no, fact timeline crying at the anchor man say, oh, so more will your investment later part of the year, month now, so I mean, good, we and not Ucho Muka, will be what the Bosumi and I Bosumi and Sunday Pia. Nank if you want about next category of people, sacrifice which you kill. And once what the craft and better about teachers, Nancy to be behind the enemy. So over the craft and the crack with that police for and then you for. And then Hussein could be dear to the craft on one case of the barb, you know, obedient in one separate. As me now, a quiet February. And you, Nanapia man Sunday. Watch a man who say, we need to be at the customers in future and to be Ghana for me.
Wow, Cassia Seno.
You see, almost 100,000 Ghana cities.
But I mean, this can control.
Now, but you know, you're correct, maybe redundancy. Nothing you're redundancy. And you might send you a investment. I can't have to go as a planet business and this can near the
In the investment, Ben Aquay.
You can invest in a good business, Anna, the musical cocotoya, or marketing.
That was when Anna a year Bank of Ghana for the Cocoboa and I said no more from mine.
No cocobon yamai.
It is a petition and Modia come and pay us on no. Mampany on your Modian.
The yes, Roman pennies on your mind and say, Ghana former. Yes, about Fran and Quaffit or Yako, my Buanacano. Untiminian Maningo. Into my penning, and for me, Indian Yansa, and the BSC a one, now intimate sentiment can because all in the world said to me now, I made goodness, as in some of buying a beer will be an obit me at 2 and a more say fata, I mean, second sika.
You know, my I said never will be an American and the Panthers. I mean, no, I see now, infancy, we are hoping, say, the best to come out. You ain't crying, you want to think kind, but we be more doable. And some of us, the insults that you have given us on this matter of NAM1 and then the mafia, some of them far Ghana far no you know. Talking about NAM1 again, you know how to go about it, but clearly, Momon Pie, because I see some, I had to say the market a Asawa boss not task. It will be difficult for the president to really act in this matter. But in the empire time, sometimes I saw them to say, and we are making or Mutine. There are a lot of these companies, fraud companies are springing up. Bank of Ghana Gusu more information. Meaning you are not to just dampen your spirit, but to tell you that here in Yamba, a lot of people are Ekusu catch them say Azaf for Nibukata for our system. I don't know, but meaning some kwana nim nyansa opesika. I don't know. Meaning they are legitimate institutions or honma say odu sika koto. And also person investment I say utimi. Ghana for being crowd in the midst of Kokobono Kramusi and Brady and Pesa Ghana and Ibekoso. You know, the irony of the whole thing is that it comes back to Yang as Omaimu for near this year, war mining. Till you cannot run away because your bush and phobia breaker. Ya wa asofo bebre omaja sorry offering na omo ye fast ya U10 na abuaka omo sima omo wu. You know, we have a lot of businesses as well. Ebinom ye smart say waji sika bi na da ho kwanti o ye fast ya kwa investment a ye de 6 than 9 in this country. Se ma ya nhwe ye ma ya fa rule of law na ye nyina ya ji atum se de be ye adwuma anya adwuma. Ni e be the rule of men. As some of the pictures na a baba system de bia na. Eventually, we are headed towards a chaotic situation. Because new money be aside from number one, new money crown, new money be sisi or my gun and more. Unhuni tree no wako huni kong. And Tiasebianim. It's very, very serious. In Tiasebianim, these are depressed, frustrated Ghanaians. Genuinely, they have a point. Some way, somehow, you can also blame them. Because namontuna ebinim tuyene ebinim kwa de ebra kokobon kra sa bakra ka wono e ho kra na ebinim se enti se dogobi no abe yenti case kra ye be koso kra koye sa investment kro na and minimini akuma obi we didn't have it easy here almost so pa ya ma ye hu se ya anya careful ni ankodwen omo na yanko investment bi kra na em se ya ye nye bi. You know, so I don't get it. It's very painful, but I don't get it. Obi a utie bia no muntie ni ye.
Asempa FM.
Say Securities and Exchanges the Bank of Ghana the krata ba bonten catch us say nyumekuo bi. Wona montuo no enim mrem enye ni so. Montu mo bo asinkitahudi a munni omu di titiri esikasemu a wadaroma. Those are the mandated institutions are almost serve the interest of wo enemy. The bigger picture, Mother Ghana. It will be the 6, Ekodano 9, Eden Fufu Kodano Kwaya. Then it becomes all of us, our burden. It becomes our burden. Or mine so in Yumekua, you do almost see some we are no. Sometimes they should up their game because sometimes as if say free for all, a muda hosa, will be a PBA bed or PBA we are. And maybe I'm sure the corner Cosona Bassa, and Miranda saw the conqueror. Quite in the fashion, Obagas on the gold, the brain, and that's on the diamond brain. You intimate crime for 2 minutes, you need to. Yes, sir. I don't know where this petition is ending, especially when lawyer team me. You know, yes, sir. I don't know where this petition, especially Jakoma Ghana man paying. Yes, sir. Because so BS are quite two, I'm more quite because young Koma be quite related to this, but probably a brief comment about, you know.
Also, Lady Bina or Yejma Joy Karen.
Yeah.
Or share bibi or Facebook mbrebia etwemoko wo embrasa nsemi kokoso yi
yes
omutumi ko pm wo ho a na ono eni TV3 lady bia na onyim customers yi omo wone to nchen ka
na me say we are kete bi obi bie phone na be kire madwere say you know you cannot decide for the country what they, in fact that was when that young man in Namwana acquire press conference in Ghana for say mra to shoot on adwuma odeba and that's that calling the bluff of us as a country. So we have arrived at this point.
Yeah.
It is I don't side with Eyemwa mo ho akwa adwam. Yes sure we busuafo ne adofo a they fall into same trap.
Asempa FM.
If you know we good money eti kokobono de mesre ye beko so abosa kokona ansana na monti asese ye kasa say no it is in the interest of all of us and can we ye ndisa ankomo we not the needed agencies in so no mesre mo anamontuo bi asese mutu maye hu se assembly to me about to a very peaceful settlement no muntu because when it down here bo wasum un say we are from sika di pa anya ne kwa so no na nipa no o man no mra no kwan bi so no sa bo no ho ban a very unfortunate and it can cause a lot of challenges for us as a people and as a country. Let's not take some of these things for granted because o man bi bia fa mra bia no in tokura de da ho no eso mane bro so o man bi bia o man bi bia in tokura de da ho no eso mane bro so akasia oni pa betimi afa mako akasia nkwa. And to all regional ministers, any security couples, you know, another death trapper cause a lot of chaos. As our pragya. And I'll urge the transport minister to state the position of Ghana on this pragya matter. Oko asawasi, na oko alaba. Nioma pragya fono omo ye wosa asante mante mono. Asawasi, and alaba okokansi and komasem are they above the law etiminim and I'm just urging the transport minister, the road safety authority, or which people, all these people should come together. Let us have a clear position of pragya, because it's now a nuisance. No observation of road rules and regulations. No just that like that. Yes. Of course, him just like that.
Yeah.
And we are 14 to 15 years. Just this weekend at Alaba and Asawase, it was a nuisance. And on Tiasie, we have all these Rexec people, Dissect people, and all of these people are multi coordinating. Siaje Pragya Tuma. They should follow the traffic regulations. Because Pragya offer left, offer right, offer offer see, ultimate crossing, ultimate break, ultimate load, just like that. Not offer wedding. If you want all of us to be lawless in this country, tell us. So now we cannot contain ourselves within the law. Tigana ni biya boom fast because emrano ntimi nkochi obi na nja obi. The position of Pragya and Nkwara Omuchi Pragya and how they drive on our roads are causal accidents. Me the Mako will come this weekend is very irritating. Very, very irritating. So Alaba any Asawasa than one way because of Pragya. Nan Kuran Kwa ne kaka Pragya. Well, basu anu de kware another matter be basu. Mame menka o say enu abetina idea akabli abetina dey say enu me fa brown na akwa babiem.
Mejoso.
Atene jenesu akasa.
Enya agro.
One kasa o kan agro dey dey emotion. Ade ne kasa ne dey.
A speech I could deliver where a bar conference so a voter region.
Okay.
Say lawyer phone say mostly before the legal year starts again. I'm on vacation na ebua told me yes conference mo ya lawyer for kukudam phone in ya ewo man ya na the auspices of the association no mutumi ba ebe shiem or baby or mo be decide some be holding the war na toda na mo be shiem me for some time now president Akufo-Addo na kasa utumi kopiem kokasa ho attorney general no so that's lead of the bar utumi address ni ade na ene de mankofo conference hu nsem pae yes speech a go for the boy adami e de ko mawo yes event here particularly a part of the speech or title no former President M'Ahiasem unjustified attacks on the judiciary.
Former President
M'Ahiasem unjustified attacks on the judiciary. Obekaya be 3 weeks ago former President M'Ahiasem on a NDC for lawyer for Ekosiisen M'Ahiasem I think adan also Ekosiisen M'Ahiasem okasa fa de ono onadwi mo kira ade bia judges no Supreme Court particularly omo ya oni omo nyadwen or say consistently in fact refer to omo as unanimous FC a okira omo the decisions ba ono nadwi mo de enya de a ehọ na ose omo de mbrandi CB omo de see so omo de see.
The former president made that referral.
Yes,
unanimous
or say unanimous or say omo decisions are consistently go against one side I will say a idea a hardwin ye pa a mankofo a judiciary in Makofo. In fact, he went a step further to say that Ojidi said a new chief justice no be to me a lead the reformation na a be a sure sense of confidence a be saying about a judiciary.
Let's be careful that he made that statement that a new chief justice
or say it's a new chief justice that can lead the reforms to ensure that the image of the judiciary is restored.
Wow.
In some mini bioko event here, and now Attorney General no Obeka Sano no so take advantage of the platform say obe respond. Na the okay kind na
I see.
And
that the source of
the former president's unjustified attacks on the judiciary is the unanimous dismissal by the Supreme Court of his rather porous election petition, which indeed, in my respectful view, was dead on arrival and bound to be dismissed by any court worth its salt in the country.
Asempa FM.
One cannot fail to note that his petition before the court in 2021 was a bundle of incompetent claims devoid of any substance. As stated already, the allegations of wrong aggregation of votes and vote padding which he put before the court, collectively involved only 6,622 votes, a figure which could not in any way affect the outcome of the presidential election. It is therefore perplexing how, if such a petition is dismissed by the court, it should form the basis for an allegation of unfair treatment by the court. It ought to be understood that it is a duty of the court to administer justice according to law. The court is not a mercy chamber to serve justice based on sympathy or affection. I observed with even greater worry that the former president, who is a non-lawyer, made this comment at a meeting of the legal committee of his political party. None of the lawyers raised a finger to contest the wrong and dangerous propaganda by the former president. By their silence, they became abettors of the propagation of hate against the judiciary.
So that's the Attorney General. This is the statement. I'm saying my comment on it. We share NDC for a lawyer for. So the Attorney General also chose the platform.
In fact, I want to just read a quote from what John Mahama will say. If people are not poking fun about politics and inducements being used to sway the hand of justice in the lower courts, then it is poking fun and making statements about the 7-0 of the unanimous FC. Verdicts which mostly involves cases of a political nature in our Supreme Court. This is an unfortunate but serious development. One of the scariest existential threats to our democracy is when citizens think their judiciary holds no value for them or no use to them. This is the national security threat the national security apparatus try to draw the attention of the nation to. It is scary because it threatens the peace and stability of our democracy. There is therefore the urgent need for the Ghanaian judiciary to work to win the trust and confidence of the citizenry. Unfortunately, we have no hope that the current leadership for our judiciary can lead such a process of change. We can only hope that a new Chief Justice will lead the process to repair the broken image that our judiciary has acquired over the last few years.
But clearly the Attorney General should have added the National Security Minister. Yeah. The Attorney General, if you want to be fair to the situation, because Mikael Okawe, Mikael said that was uncalled for, knowing his position as a former president and the weight that he carries. But Obetimi Akasa, Akable. That is because our own National Security Minister, at a point in time, I'm sure made certain statements to that effect.
Yeah.
And that's very unfortunate.
In fact, very unfortunate. Judges, or making that point.
Very unfortunate. Before the judges, now all can't say we actually judge for. Now you walk quiet, I'll be a judge for knowing how sensitive this matter is and the impact it may now on the judiciary. So, in a way, if our National Security Minister is talking to this effect, what then is the challenge of the former President Zontimi Kasasimi? It might not be the case. It might not be the case. But if our National Security Minister speaks to that effect, now me am a former president, my briefings are based on what the National Security Minister tells me. Ono enya kukuduro. Etimi abeka judge for asema enyina so no emu oha. Ewa bontin. We have allowed that thing to go. Oh, that's a noble empower me as a former president to speak same. So in as much as Yera Godfrey Dame, the approach to the former president, I support it. I think that it would have been better to add our own National Security Minister to the matter. Because the whole on this matter. But clearly.
I mean, the idea I made this once a judiciary the way our judges for Mejumano etino. The idea is very delicate because once a menotia says a seminar and tea and once here. I say anka maybe a chema ko they say be on up pupu dia bobom ni there or say
gidi alcohol
akoshe obi nsem say ye dey aban ti wona we fair person na ye gidi say obetumi ti asem nti either ways no say attack na ko obi attacking obi defending it ends up tarnishing the confidence.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Uhwe nipa omode sa charge no eto your judiciary this one. Ye wo akwan hodo bebre a won betimi adi sa enkomo we. Na mo mimi gidie mu no. Mijini said the former president is empowered because of the National Security Minister's statement. It is no news. So Kona Kunya 70, 90, whatever 0. It's no news. You might be feeling say, hey, never did nipa and so nipa and kono omunina juni etimiko ben cross we dey more rem kakra but that I had the means that no there be biesina it enye news. We can look at the other factors, but my worry and concern is that the former president will gather the courage and the vim because no less a person but our national security minister made pronouncement to that effect, and that is not healthy for the judiciary and for the country. What they say that is the last hope for every Ghanaian. Last opportunity, last hope. Tina mo hwe mo court ahodo amodia ba ofrima no akopie supreme.
Yeah.
Obashase bodwa menti wase bodwa na gusu kwa panyan. Then you get to the top there. We thank the Attorney General trying to streamline. In streamlining, you should streamline your National Security Minister for such pronouncements. And yes, it might be uncalled for by the former president. It might be an unfair statement by the former president because onoso abetina konwa no so pen. Oh yes, people then infer that when you sit in that chair, influence our judiciary on certain matters. Oh yes, the confidence that we have in our judiciary now all reduce it to bear.
Yeah.
But you cannot entirely blame the former president. Yes, Mami Makwaba. Oh, fantastic guy.
Yeah, very fantastic.
Fantastic guy.
Yeah, the report.
And Zema 4 crowd here.
The
The whole Ghana, our population is 6,000. It makes them a special group of people. So one Canadian group are there.
rare breed.
So fish, your fish refer the Canadian group. And yet the normal group are now really been. Who they say that from? We group. And Zema 4 a Canadian group. Hardly say who more abonting. Obian so be who no yes many biano. Onye sikania no in there for in terms of adwenia.
No say tuntum.
Well, tuntum yeah.
Who share them boy? No but we very good.
Yes,
yeah. Maintain the report.
Now share the route now. If you film now.
Sa no be
Yes. You know.
And your mom pay na baby nyakopon the year bedru. Yes, your mom pay na your my better to bono.
I was yenya sa tom printing.
That's good. Now almost na life.
It's aka minimum so be join a conversation for the
What
next
have you
No, but wait
on penwas mu.
Maybe
Debi oni obi trasia. Oba o deliver an court report. Obi we dem Mr.
But the same topic, you know.
Okay, so I overcome no the
Yes,
but maybe our no bit join after but on the show.
Okay,
Okay, Akwaba.
So what was that?
Gordon Asaribedi.
That's the wow correct.
Akwaba minia.
Well, on my major so.
Yeah.
Now, and come on, mood and best me take it
Yeah.
from them. Okay, say the former president John Mahama, a kind he was emboldened by the national security minister.
Yeah.
It cannot be entirely correct.
No problem.
But me know ya dream more than 2,000,000% to say. As someone national security minister can it was uncalled for. Me tell me say what is this? Court. And your baby a cockroach so and nan would deform me and say it's not the Emma would need bring back would be now I come and tell you.
That's a picture. That's a picture is being painted.
Yes, but
I say we did for back, ready for back. I draw now.
That doesn't show a strong judiciary. No. Would default 2 million times. I say man would default 2 million times. Never say answer. Sadet ye. It is the former president or friend. See, who would criticize it? Verdict be a baby, and you are liberty to do that. But unfortunately, to brand them unanimous 7. Okay, who say unanimous 7, and I say unanimous 9. Now, just what to Supreme Court judges, what to Mudin. Maybe quite permission to be in 2 Mudin because me say na fair. How much more for my president who was sworn in by the Chief Justice? You can't do that. I will say a catcher for my president say. Sakasano, and you can say fata the position.
I say catch a national security minister.
Oh, one word to cry.
National
security minister assigned some advice. No, it was uncalled for. Ill advice. Because it will get a person yesterday. At it should be Yama NDC for and then will be so any be. Now, is he saying so be the control?
Son of person.
ɛyɛ book mu nkrata de yɛhwɛ wodi bi ma wadi bi wodi for a wadi for wokɔ 2 million times na wodi for 2 million times ɛsɛ ma wo so wadi for na kwatena fi sɛ why wadwe sɛ wodi democracy didi a wokɔ court no wobɛtima wini wobɛtima lusu me pacho 2012 elections MPP lusu MPP ko Supreme Court report wo ho ma video no wo ho I think say TV3 for year back could be and na GTV for so year report no back ma hwede mi no very interesting na wo hwa no wani age say Ghana democracy no koso because olusu ye nanado momodi ruling ni buy no wo frɛ Jubilee House efrɛ in fact then vice president Pakwesi Misata and the kind of bontin say nanado afre and they were all happy say nanado afre president Mahama then vice president Misata and virtually all the staff at Jubilee House that time Flagstaff House they were all in white on the day of the verdict call the buy you know how many day I don't know when you and one no na attending now abuse a winnie be the yeah that was a derby
a more rem
there in the more rem no prove it say I don't know a more rem you are liberty to because we are lawyers. Can anybody tell me say ura chachuchikata when you lawyer wabin we can wabin wayashi what I say it is a obetima prove say doc we die e chese say ni say na be mu orema mane nye clear mane nye evident so to the bia asem no koso ye ni live ntino obi etie bi se bi peduasa nye law school obi akokwa common sense die won kwa ye se utimi common sense ni bi it you can appreciate the air koso you can appreciate
Asempa FM
prove say aje we say die hwe 2012 you know Supreme Court case ba ko a memenye lawyer ba ko a Dr. Kodwa Farijan the kind was one my classical definition of overvoting ya wo kire mo hwe o man my member example the mine was say voters no voter register no ya wo polling station no say ye nipa 100 na say enipa 60 ene da no beto aba ye kan aba no enipa 98 and yes on beto meanwhile nipa 60 kwa da no beto aba na so far as amro the total number of, on the register no and you overvoting. Do I need to be a lawyer before I understand this? Say you're wrong. Say the understanding of Kodwa Farijan on the issue of overvoting was wrong. It was wrong. Media the awakano the one parliament is here to me good cool say you go parliament but in good judiciary. The one judiciary. The war and the judiciary. Anything else to me dinini say bibi to me ba na say anko ye a touch ma e wo judiciary ma there are processes and until now kwase wo dey asem ko secret court na say wo di for na wo hwe na wo nyini ya wo timi court to call plate bodies na go do Supreme Court even to the level of go for a review. Former President Mahama na wo opportunity so be ko review ana meboa one ko review. So one can review to say you what Jatum say you are a Democrat. Near cause one say a basin of one penny Mahama won't even fair and Emma no congratulations. On record.
Really?
Yes, on record. On record, one conceded defeat and one congratulate him Nanado as president. Yeah, on record. If we be who be one semi, Sunday many in no
Asempa FM
Obi can yes inconsequential. Inconsequential, but a democracy no a dim sell man penny that or no opposition leader Kufuado wako 2008 wa lusu wako 2012 wasa lusu wako Supreme Court wasa lusu hey obu akwa onyin to mo nko beka say ye betwe ye bekọ review but was say I disagree with the position or the verdict by the Supreme Court but me a Democrat man the be fanasa and wo fa phone the fray pennyfo any G yes I anya bibia o but a democracy need dimu it I expect to say as a Democrat dear and as a former president you also told the same line Nah, because
worried with the 70907090 syndrome. Now, say, amount for the ADD. FL say, hey, now the Debia Moka Muna Madrid Cobencro is strange. Hey, Debia, but I'm coming now Madrid Cobencro. Why are you worried?
no, but why must I be worried? Saying some more evidence. Accept no more the better about it. In fact, apart from no, there are several cases from 2016-17 about BC now. MPP force and this force with me a winning our court. Every man will win that. Every man winning that. And I know some mechanic say, ah. So we call court and by force say we call change and so call winning. Now we didn't win him now. Why friend say what this a good so what yes what lose you are. There are ways I will bet to me aye, but name calling, criticism or not critique the a part of democracy, but name calling, especially from former president the for me and yet.
Okay.
Now, Attorney General.
Mesa Bauso.
Okay.
Quickly, Mamenka eti for say 3 o'clock. Asempa Ekosiisen M'Ahiasem and Agusuti. Mamenka or Kel Chako toothpaste aba. And they would just say, "Ebema say fita na afi enya hoden sonko na afi enkambia na efiri wonu babrebi a woni ni pebi ni mudin komono etimi eye free prekope ediama." Kel Chako toothpaste another quality product from Samara Company Limited. Ukojwa so say paste hon komo na ukodia paste enyoma na ukoto dia the free Samara Company Limited Kel Chako toothpaste and on that page na kwan a modernized version of traditional body tree a pem so in the JBD wono now the choose nice bibia na mekwaso yes intino share no say Samara Company Limited so the another quality product at the bro agbeveti agbeve adwumadu no adwumako no de omo tonic na ba de omo fever no so ba de omo typhoid no so ba ana omo say aditi na appear so de ama ebia ni juma edidi boa eye nipadua no enti agbeve herbal tea no your stress levels no e de ba from kra titri one eye juma of factories ni one enya daje kra no up and down the doors no tonic no so de kotia menstrual pain and a disorder and have a fever and also the malaria conditions no and then you see any pepe agbeve typhoid no so no ahoden sonko bi a ebo amani pedua na timeje na so bribia dan eno na eye frɛ 0246595256 and 0208130790 so hwe wona kira kwan a agbeve herbal center one was sodium last stop honest so do any chena no one kedin kita nemum edurun de ope bi atonko ade herbal shop and say pharmacy bi e ben obi ano unya bi ato e ho no masaka o say Ostek real estate so eboa amwanya asase amanso bia eni ho ene se odu ani che dodua ayikoma esibidoyimo Suchari Junction Shire Hills Chopoli agotona afi dowenya wono won sase a won eboa amwatimi anya manso bia eni ho se wo hyen bi ko mani eje ho a o de sa hyen ne kwa onhwe ebo no na wonatimi e dia balance amount de nya asase Ostek real estate say wonacha kwan ye dodua one fire service adwumako no ana ehwe ni mo dodua frɛ one wo 0244684069 god unim nana excavator mami we mi komo ne wi frɛ Ostek real properties for 0244684069 and 0266101406 and that's 0240-933-748 no atimi won edinkita ho makayo se ebribiada se ukodi eye edwa emare mfi se obapa range of products no also obepe bi akira kwan yewo the Africa Queen mackerel and yewo oba papa sardine and yewo obapa tomato paste egumiensa Africa Queen mackerel and afi oba papa sardine and yewo obapa tomato paste we nyina no obapa range of products one enyoma won abadwa so a eboa Ghana ebusuani Ghana ifia hodum no eno no dodo na nkasa de 0302 668357 0302 668357 one kasa se odi obapa tomato paste ne aduane a one kasa obecheke nti emare fi se ehun komo and yekoso bochiro ebribia da god yembra back to our conversation
yes.
Now call era Godfred
yes Attorney General
yeah.
ne response no but for me ebia occasion no because bar conference Ghana for nyina bar conference na okoye nti na menka I will have ways could be use different opportunities.
No, that's a fantastic platform to me because one night ya cassette here so let's give them a bit of morale. And I also feel say obekasa say and you know share what I'm saying say because clearly let me give you a playback.
Mami Bakra Minti. Now don't forget say Raila Odinga call Supreme Court Kenya no. Also lose by 7-0.
7-0.
Yes. Kenya.
That the source of the former president's unjustified attacks on the judiciary is the unanimous dismissal by the Supreme Court of his rather porous election petition, which indeed, in my respectful view, was dead on arrival and bound to be dismissed by any court worth its salt in the country. One cannot fail to note that his petition before the court in 2021 was a bundle of incompetent claims devoid of any substance. As stated already, the allegations of wrong aggregation of votes and vote padding, which he put before the court, collectively involved only 6,622 votes, a figure which could not in any way affect the outcome of the presidential election. It is therefore perplexing how, if such a petition is dismissed by the court, it should form the basis for an allegation of unfair treatment by the court. It ought to be understood that it is a duty of the court to administer justice according to law. The court is not a mercy chamber to serve justice based on sympathy or affection. I observed with even greater worry that the former president, who is a non-lawyer, made this comment at a meeting of the legal committee of his political party. None of the lawyers raised a finger to contest the wrong and dangerous propaganda by the former president.
So that's Ghana's Attorney General, and also Akeka. Yeah,
and no. Well, I mean that's okay. Nah,
NDC lawyer for me, yeah, party leader kasa. The day bit me kasa. So kasa we be on the side no. And between na kasa. Mr. President, say 100 dey bia. But clearly onim dey na oka.
Na apart from so onim dey na oka no. Enkomo a akoso consistently.
Yeah.
Time Mrano asem no course of call to the Supreme Court now. That is the position of NDC. O make calm raba bedru nti no ono po do kasa no na aggregation of almost sentiments and waka bo mu no kan.
There's a worrying trend in this country, especially when parties are in opposition. Very worrying trend. When you are in opposition, all state institutions they don't work.
You say they don't work.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And when you're in opposition, yes. You think that, but you're wrong.
When you are in opposition,
and the BB I am me against the world.
And how do we change that narrative? Because
no, such narrative no dear. Or more than somebody change you and yes and trophy.
We can force them to change the narrative.
Yeah, I think say, at times we are. And conformity, equalization. And I say, and so what? You bet me, yes, I deal by exposing warm wankasa. Say enrich asema wo opposition o ka fa judiciary hunie o ba bem asema wo saka fo mu hunie yes I didn't expose wo mu
o nipa ben
ne abusanti wo ye hwan
o power one is different.
Yes,
o oppositioner one is different. It is not related to this NDC party
no but
general politicians now over time.
Yes, and na ye e china nye say ade ha adwen and na atese former president Mahama one say omu history onim history or history Legon NDC and as a PNDC history with judiciary no. Ye can history na in favor of Musa because of judges phobia PNDC time no ye kumu and some of Macau former NDC national chairman Eura Kwabneji.
So many ways.
Yes, so many ways of killing a cat. And I did that soon. And nay former President Mahama say judiciary na attetia answer to the sense say I just a new chief justice. Me ba so papa retirement aso.
The next year.
Is it due for retirement? Apart from the fact say ebi obi betimi ebi obi petition bibi I may go through process in betimi impeach no and also be call retirement. You can't change him.
he spoke the minds of a lot of people. And
You can't change him.
And
And I say, so how do you want this man out? How? Eti omo kasa omunya measured. Oh, na omo history no so guide wo because they all can as Cuba first to go a parliament in the dissolve parliament. Judiciary they were hon mo. Titem bia no eho ene what the assembly sia asori for kwanya ntokwa ekokot. Ehutimi ya etimi kokot. Bibia be bia no court for na de be charge ye. It is a bastardizing woman, whether in opposition or in government. Now bastardizing woman. What bastardizing woman
continues to be me worry and I make catch and
sad trend, no.
So sad trend, no. And they NDC for the donor oppose for your papa. Judiciary tilted towards will be interest. And they ufa say
and that's who uses arena say
yes, and I say and the MPP one way or the other is quick to come. And says the say your state institutions. China
almost
if
opposition.
The MPP goes to opposition.
Why not?
And
press conference or press conference.
So clearly, there's a certain toy beer or far to almost a young Ghana for.
And he said
to suit a certain interest, interest, not the Ghana interest. And at the who cry say Ghana for Mudom MPP NDC no. You know, they've forgotten about the Ghana agenda and doing unneeded partisan agenda.
No, but it's your man. Media.
But I'm saying this. Yes. And I make us say, if we don't stop that unneeded politicization of critical national conversation, not the piano, we want to serve the interest of individuals and political parties. The growth of this country is a challenge.
Yeah, and that's true.
Because development. That is why our development continues to go in circles, move in circles. Because over time, what we have done to ourselves is to stab ourselves at the back and pretend we didn't know, come back to ask, why in a stable here? Then we are looking for a problem. We create our own problems. So we are solutions to our own problem.
Yes.
But we pretend that somebody is creating the problem.
So in this instance, no, Obia will role be play. But then I'm saying anyway, essential funtino. May rely on essential force. Look, politician about will studio. As a mercy, war can be after judiciary. After state institution, we say because power as a BSc, I'm a police. I what will be. Well, politician. No, I start to say, or Mote say, what you say order from above will be. Then you ask them back when they say, na no ya see a kwacha asumesi no, e say na mo so mo kan. Attest you push you to the wall la. O ma dwebe bom mo say there be afed ye. You can't just walk away with murder beam. And yes sir, every time bia no, on be keep on they'll be spinning us, they'll be spinning us, they'll be spinning us. Now say I respond you. Ba Mutari.
Enya ho na me hwe. Ma me hwe what the figures now matter more, no. Not to say she doesn't matter, but figures no more matter more, no. The harm,
yeah.
So what I say,
I said we king all arms of government.
I.e. the National Security Minister.
Oh, yeah, no,
the former President John Dramani Mahama, and the response, whether appropriate or not appropriate, from the Attorney General. This is the conversation because attaching an eye of Ghana, that's the judiciary. If we bring it down, it is a problem for all of us.
Oh, yes.
Fred Agbanyani disagree.
Okay.
Why do Ghanaians hate the truth? It's only a foolish and hypocritical Ghanaian who will pretend that he doesn't know that the Supreme Court is destroying our democracy. When it breaks, they will be the first victims.
Se be break here ma will be a first victim. And 2012 ke break him Fred Agbanyo e ko ya victim kusan ko past.
Fred Agbanyo?
Eka waye woke man RIP in Kenya ne. Stop saying these things. Die da wo ye no. We are talking about situation e wo mu a ene so mo say we ya na wo say e so we na we so be say mo nyina mo ka we na we ka we etisia no say end asem kokko this end this we need dia it's a court nati. She 2012 Supreme Court ruling ni buy no. Lead counsel for John Mahama as then President Mahama. Lawyer Chachusikata was say, I just say, it's a vindication of President Mohammed the keke bibia na a win for democracy. Eke kan ni na say ziano ya wiye eno ntino nyina yanko forward
in
the
United democracy.
Was it a win for democracy?
I'm saying a lose for
and then they lose for democracy. 2013 year August. Was it a win for democracy? Eba boa magana e say ya wiye ye nyina ya hwe kwan ko bitafa so a build Ghana United for a front. Lawyer church kata de kan. Na that time na moja ni obi am. That time na moja ni obi am. Ene so moja wo obi am. Eti se na so anko ya ma wa. Still a democracy. Democracy go say de bia won kwa da be win yana. Ye nya ne sa. Don't let us just bastardize institutions just because enye ye ne ti aban mu. Enye amwa. Me see ma she da hwe. Eda no na Ekosiisen M'Ahiasem vice president. When the media kasa, Utu said the man was extremely happy after the verdict, and he made reference to the fact that candidate the Kufuado afre wa consider wa congratulate obia it obia anko ginani na yakoso ya mildi ya man. For me, it was a good speech that he gave. The Nanado and my side speech Nanado mine forever.
What do you tell the judiciary in the midst of all this back and forth?
What you also tell them, they say. And also raising issues. You can't stop people from raising issues. So they should also do introspection.
Not just issues.
No, and I make
issues of relevance.
Whether they're relevant or not, me to me. And to a judge for. They should do introspection. Okay? Say assemble to money more. A corporate more fast a diasable. And a big deal. If you're able to criticize the president, if you're able to criticize my opinion. I didn't even criticize the judiciary. But I criticize them. I say, okay, so they said, yeah, fine. Most of them introspection because almost a nipa over time mistake. In fact, 2013, then na just a took my ruling. Oh my mistake. Ruling I'm said they will bear the hot try no. Eventually, in the delivery, they made a mistake by overvoting by. I dare your man correct you.
Yeah.
It's mistakes there.
Okay, so my main criteria for say Elembele, Menzin Kracha Betnas. In fact, Gordon referral was that excavator. I love it because the be quite what follow the Chronicle.
Yes.
I follow Crusading Guy.
Yes.
I follow other papers.
Yes.
On this matter of on a judge be in some baye on the matter of Galamsey. On the matter of only this
magistrate,
magistrate bino. Yes, and then the same person comes back again this time with the police, and the same person comes back again with Galamsey. So clearly there is an issue that Bonzo needs to respond to. You be the other matters, but another area of worry.
Yes,
how are you managing waste in this country with our scanty or little resources? Problem for ourselves.
Sure. Four states be with Newtown. Me koto for me real na me call shop nkoto ade. Omo ma me paper bag.
Yeah.
In fact a total filling station. Me bomba basoa a paper bag. Because polythene use a quarter puma at least 90 years. As an practice at least 90 years. It is a number of fishes are all polythene bag with the 12 bontino. Men cast because Maga Jimmy intra because I boy ni papa and as I want so what ball I will feel better now the 12 bonting.
A collective responsibility. Didn't I make a son say? Just this few days back, I was at the airport. Na Ghana ni bi o biano you provided beans bi honoma or no 100 meters afar krana. If I let me take this opportunity, airport driver back mebodi. No, super driver.
Okay.
If I'll get it closer, and maybe I'm expressing certain sentiments about airport drivers, no.
Yes.
Or by walking me through pure education on how somebody becomes a driver at the airport, commercial driver, and not just by the way say if I make kind of enough in my batch.
Yes.
Ghana ni be 100 meters afar, 20 meters afar, or bapeno the idea no. Abeto baby as two. What it means therefore is that you're ready to comply with some of these things.
Yes.
Now Argentina yeba mountain so every blessed day. If you a pier was circle, if you a pier was Newtown, efia epie wo VIP station efia epie wo ya bonten so no is unimaginable. Sika limited a yenya bi no yesa dey pump into waste management in this country no ebro adwene ne ntiase so. What therefore can we do as a people? Godwin, that's the problem. Yeah,
we can't throw our hands in.
No,
yes,
because Ghana ni bia no, a percent environment clean. Ghana ni bia percent environment fair. But what takes that environment na ebe fair no? Many wo ya adwene say ade we ye nto ntwena bonten. De bia it reminds me of Professor Frimpong Boateng. His advocacy for one year plastic adwuma no. See idea setting a tobi beto omoso, or we have to change to this paper deal na and as yempe kwan bia ebetimi balance act no. The rate at which a fee edokoro on my Ghana titru Accra Kumasi. If we are not careful, oko assemblies now. Honorable Otie ni most of the budget ni nyina expenditure nyina obekom na
bola
waste management.
Now but you see Oman Ebacho West Legon. Me West Legon. Me said dem wo se na bontiama
Efi
obi anu munsuo de ato abonti. Hardly. Se obo se bi da bonti a mo fa nche me we de mesre mo pa mo fa nya ahwa mo bafhwe me. Na ene na mu free ba bia na nsuo e frama atwe na beto that side of West Legon. Uko West Legon na upa di obi achi fire project. Say wonam Emmanuel Eye Clinic kono upa di na chi sa fa camera si no so sa ekosi e friend say American House. Who was the ball a first political bag at form. But other areas the only. That same person echo the other side of the town one not that form. Eti minim say you who say one air far. Na say me pedro san ya dwan ben wo say this you fin. You call say ho ye fin a e say na yesu enye bi nka ho.
Let's start attacking ourselves. That mean yesu no na papa no hwe say kreso mai. We finding
Salifo.
Yeah. You know, let's start attacking people that way because in Ghana ni no. So German and Kwandia. Mama Kancho, that's why I want the transport minister and then the to speak to the matter of pragya.
I agree with you.
This weekend in Kumasi, it was
I was a heaven.
Asawasi ni Alaba.
I was what Kumasi say ho ye mfa Asawasi. They can
Asawasi for me say 18 years in Kumasi. Eze kam huka.
Oh, sha man hu.
This weekend, a kwan kroye double lane.
O ma jiafa.
Aye one lane.
Omajiafa and now we almost said do what
the air say they don't follow the regulations on the road.
In fact, Road Traffic Act no at 2004 I say tricycles in the quantify so against the law. But ABI we've been overtaken by events.
We can't be.
No WTA ABI we've been taken over by events. And to say better as I say yentimi ngase mo mfa kwan no so. Na emom no obika city centers dey mamma.
But how are you overtaken by events when 14 years, 15 years, 16 years for pragya? How do you say this? How do you say pragya for left, right, center, forward, backwards, middle, crashing everybody?
Yeah. A huge concern. Yes, you check out for you.
But say problem or my me no can say. We yebeye enhwe han.
Na ajafa so.
For whatever reason, yebeye enhwe han. Now when we get to crunch and want to extend the rudder, yen to mount.
Dabi
continue to be
political tool.
Exactly.
Because now and we need to do omo source of livelihood.
Exactly. So I don't know how they want us to develop
but
this
do we
country.
know the damage omo cause to yen nyina?
And I don't know. Ghanaians, we all want to change. But we don't want to change our ways. So continuously what we do is that we come sit, lament, criticize. Real solutions to our problem no is left with young Kasasi
Pragya. I think say city centers no they shouldn't be allowed. Say they should have license to operate it. Because money and kwan so. Ebia say Accra no mo na mo Amasama side obo kaswa but wo bakokomlemle wo ko Central District of Accra akwa Accra nkasa akwa yedey say na menina ebia esetimi hwe na regulating ye because one wo twi tricycle no pragya no woni license o kan wadi watem wadi atwi wayi omabu nkofo mero abu obunu no wadi watem accident twitwi nkofo cars ho how do we resolve it? Media, I agree with you. I was a ministry, no, but I can't. I knew a year ever. Now it's going to consume all of us. Yeah, careful. Well, consume it to say the galam say consume. And
to say the maybe can ever consume.
And I say, yeah,
I dear could be ever consume this year. Bagri Dam, 672 million gallons per hour, the worst ever.
It's what
and a pump ba. And yes, ever and Namquamo ever giddy. You know the sad aspect. Dominic, Nadmo for paying no hat, 672 million gallons per hour. And a chiba. Anna a chiba. I.e., Nadmo crimes or Monica pre. I want to solve a problem.
They can't even solve it.
Nadmo for say temporal measures. Nadmo for Nika pre. Nadmo. This Bagridam issue.
A perennial issue every year.
Unfortunate for all the countries. Sanyo Marichu first read it. And yeah, Sabi, Modaroma. What can we put in place? Because none of me say Yana. I appeal to Nipetis Abia. So Muntu say Miss Remo. Munko.
But you're most of a
Osha who dear and Shone de Ba. Oh my goodness.
No, say, man, me mako have another Cuba. War, maybe canning almost small hurricanes near there to be back a best sale my adina. Say Ebeba Cuba Bano a announcement to say Hurricane 1 when in yard, I don't know, or more ba. On by Ebeba weekend we until the next 6 months, I said 2 months, or we to free ho. A quarter must have a back home. And your best say, Bagridam, we are ya announcement say, or my beer, then, and so neighbor, our man, I don't want to free ho. I don't know what's on the survival coming will be a last year or so. If I didn't pay 400, and don't go. And then 3 years. I don't go. Me mako area who Borgani, you put a friend say, Punamusungu, Nina, a fact of what the call best. One and a bar. Man, train, Emma. Obi meye program efa camera
72 million gallons per hour.
You can't survive it. Oh man, ya fe the TV cameras ba ko gina ho. Na obi akansuo na ja, okay? Afe na abe na sha disaster amaye nyina say wa kansuo na ja yentimi nyino e da na aban si ensuo na ibatitu. Menua yentu free ho. Na ensuo na betwa mokwa ne ba bia se be sa akobaka ne ye ko anya sa.
Well, George Eka say me one say. George said, George Nigel Freeman said, okay, people don't naturally change by themselves. Laws and regulations and enforcement, that's the way to go. Every country. Into the Eka say we need to enforce. George Eka say at the end of the day, I be on a Patrick. Can you mean the person? I send your contribution to NADMO and stop lamenting. I
said NADMO phone can say first camera.
We'll do that by
NADMO for some first camera.
Honorable. So
I for Tetima for so almost the almost pragya so main rules so
Tetima for. Yeah. Okay. Catch a transport minister.
Okay.
Say that towing living. Embra back, you have a discussion as a country.
Towing no.
The towing of cars. No.
Oh, okay.
In Quenchia, a deba ya quansono. Catch a transport ministers. Almost I'm bringing back that conversation. Very important.
That conversation, there's so much because me momu dia me look only to me into in its entirety. Say, yeah, fat. Now some people say, I mean, now one what tells you know, and carry crab barefoot taste, one man carry it down. Can took us on no to Olivia. A BB Kakra.
Yafa Quabiso. Say insurance company
mandatory.
Your insurance company tie in with them.
Yes.
It's what you should shame piano. Or that free room, no?
Yes.
Okoka baby. And I who he has yeah. So, but I'm saying the conversation should come back.
Yes.
Options be a obian because ni pay who or yakwanso.
I know ammonia conversation in Yermo Famra. So that we all join the conversation. Ni a rich solution in the bit of boy. To the be home. I bind the policy bar. Na unya opposition Twitter. Ube realize na buying average radio. Maybe meanwhile no. Na etimupo waiting ye papa. But it be a communication na anko ye. But that timupo it will be lost on us.
Okay. God then aside media come there was but me there was na me say kai will say region papa ni di kan meet the press I have region. Your minister be display and you my echo have to the extent that on my assurance about Johnny Watson.
I minister put the was one would disprove inflation on food.
Yes, and Yawadawi,
Obasaba,
Almighty Bono original minister, Obano, Obahunya, what but to Ababono.
Sir. Now, one for Dranica Camray
Or the Beba. It you will pick up. She and Kojo Ponkrum officer.
Okay, information.
But I don't need anything to induce you to be soft on the minister.
I dread it, yeah. No, but you see, sad now or more, you know,
yes, sir.
Regional ministers no more, you know. But move view, a baby in a crowd, almost a replicative war, or more region. For me, I was Babwa.
Okay, okay. So, I'm throw in this question too. One hour half or so on it, you know. Newmont, in the interest of Ghana and a half, there's going to be a demolition exercise on the 1st of October.
Moko demolish a Newmont.
Debbie,
and a Newmont for demolition exercise.
Mra and Emma Hokwine, say Nipa on Ababia Honoma, Newmont, Ibedi Juma. For Fro Honum, no. It's a Somokan was anything I have.
Anything I have for the Awodia. Mean can be.
My memoir, Quabanafi, Yanko Child.
No, but a year then now. It's a young papa say MC, say MC, no DC, and district commander.
No one thinks what here we.
No, any district commander, excavator. Me, I was thinking, say, to be for a common purpose. My, all bones in train. To was the church as in Munich. Yes, Uncle for you was negotiable. To was
set chum that did buy.
And none of me who minute the obedient home combo.
Chum didn't piano. Messi, eh,
Papa
for excavator.
It's a to was at a church, and I know Bobby, I don't know by sheer coincidence.
Yeah.
That make was him, and obis. Oh, men call war a fanny saying, with status.
Yeah.
Na me new number, but what the WhatsApp number, man, said, mention status, what the video because poor Guhonomo, including WhatsApp chat being at the other, it's by 10 o'clock, as I said, 10:15. Now, why you say this in Tipacho to was
Bonzo.
Excavators.
Bonzo. Here come.